Last week, Federal Employment Minister Carla Qualtrough said that people who lose their jobs for not following their employer's COVID-19 vaccine policy will likely not be eligible to receive EI. Some workers may be exempt from that. Joining us now to talk more about this is employment lawyer Alex Lucifero. Alex, I guess first of all, very straight up, will employees, former employees, be able to receive that EI if they've been terminated for refusing vaccination?
Well, the answer is, like many things in life, it depends. So it depends on the circumstances of the termination, amongst other factors. At the end of the day, this has to be a case-by-case analysis. Despite the headlines, so to speak, it's important to look at the individual workplaces, at the reasonableness of these vaccination policies, and ultimately to the circumstances of the termination. For example, Matt, if you have an employee who's working from home and that is faced with an unreasonable and overreaching vaccination policy, that person may very well qualify for employment insurance benefits, as opposed to the opposite example would be, a nurse in a long-term care home who's terminated for not following a vaccination policy. That person very clearly would not qualify for EI.
Right, and I guess this is where we talked about too, and we haven't really gotten to these situations yet, and who's going to qualify or not. Still, for you, and looking at what you've seen lately, what's still happening on your end, can employees still be let go or be fired for cause because of their vaccination status?
Well, a cause termination means that employee is let go without any notice, without any severance payment whatsoever. And in the vast majority of cases, that's not going to be the case. An employer cannot terminate an employee for cause, meaning without severance, even if it is due to failure to abide by a vaccination policy. Those employees are going to be owed severance. Now, there will be a few exceptions, Matt. Unionized employees, for example, may not qualify for severance, depending on the position that their union takes. Also, if there's a government mandate in place requiring vaccination in that particular workplace, again, those employees may not qualify for severance. In those specific cases, again, the vast majority of employees are not in those circumstances. They will be owed severance if they're let go.
Okay, so when it comes to severance and we talk about how much severance someone would be entitled to, will approval or denial of EI affect those severance entitlements?
Good question, and the answer is no. So these are two separate systems. The decision under Employment Insurance and Employment and Social Development Canada, and a severance analysis, which is a legal analysis. Again, two separate things. One will not impact another. If an employee is let go for cause, they would still be owed severance, but may not qualify for employment insurance. Both things can be true.
Always appreciate you helping us sort through some of these issues. Alex Lucifero, thank you again, sir.
Thank you for having me.